we've been arguing about this since March. We've been trying to figure out how to resolve this. And so we have come to the conclusion that this is the only way that we can resolve this. So hopefully this will be the end of the debacle of WrestleMania and the table punishment. This will decide which one of us is going through a table.
It's going to be you.
It's not going to be me. It's going to be you. What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 5-Star Jobbers Podcast. I'm Cody.
And I am sick and tired of you trying to duck out of your punishment from WrestleMania. And we are going to settle this once and for all.
I'm not ducking out of anything because I didn't lose.
You didn't win.
Neither did you.
I'm always a winner.
Regardless,
I wake up every morning, and before I even have my first egg and bacon, all right, I'm a winner. Can't say the same for you.
Regardless, we're going to get into that a little bit later.
Do you wear a
onesie
episode. At night?
Who wants to know?
It seems like something you would do.
Regardless.
He has a flap that he opens to go wee-wee.
Anyways, back to the important things. First of all, thank you to everybody that's listened to us. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed to us. If you haven't already, you can go find us on any podcast streaming platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, whatever you stream podcasts on, we're there. But also you can watch us on YouTube. You can see all of our podcast episodes on here. Also, our commentary content is on there. And if you want to follow us on social media, go ahead and do so. You can just hit pause right now and just go to our social media page. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're there. I mean, you can find us anywhere.
Soon to be Patreon.
Yeah. More information on that will be coming soon. But also, we want to let you guys know of some upcoming events that are going to be going on this weekend along with SummerSlam, but things in the local area that you might want to check out. But first off, Kraken Pro Wrestling, August 3rd, will be at the Mott Littman Gym in Tifton, Georgia. Start time is at 7. If you want ticket info, call 229-507-1116 or message them on social media on Facebook at Kraken Pro Wrestling. Going to be a great show. Want to check that out. Also, the Guardians Legacy presents Beholden. It'll be at the Rosenwald High School Gym in Panama City, Florida. Doors open at 5:30 and start time is at 6:30. If you want more ticket information, you can follow them on social media as well, The Guardians Legacy, and also you can find them on www.theguardianslegacy.com. Another thing that's happening this weekend, Hope Behind Bars. I want to let you guys know about this because this is an incredible event that's going to be going on, an incredible ministry that's happening. They'll be taking their team from Hope Ministries and going to a correctional facility in Elba, Alabama, and they're looking for donations to help put this event together. And of course, we at the 5-Star Jobbers support them. We love what they're doing. We can't thank them enough for all that they do for the world of professional wrestling and their ministry as well. So we at the 5-Star Jobbers will be donating to help them with this event. We encourage you to do so as well. So if you want more information, go follow them on social media, Hope Wrestling Ministries, and you can contact Marty Miller as well. But go check them out. Go support this event. Go support this team. They do an incredible job. A lot of great things happening. A lot of great events happening. But speaking of great events, this weekend, SummerSlam is happening in Cleveland. It is going to be an incredible event. So with that,
I've never thought for once I'd ever wish I was in Cleveland.
I know, right? It's crazy. But anyways, we thought that we would do another predictions episode, but this time we're doing this to finally settle the score.
Hopefully,
this will be the nail in the coffin. This will be the end-all, say-all, because we have been going back and forth since WrestleMania XL.
Since March.
It's been crazy.
Because this little wussy doesn't want to accept that he lost and he knows to go through a table. I picked the most correct answers. I picked the most correct answers.
But it was a tie because one of the matches was worth 2 points.
2 nights worth of WrestleMania, and I picked the most correct matches out of any of the two of us.
You did, but the thing is, the one match that counted was the one that was worth more points.
We made that decision. We made that decision not knowing that it was going to be a split winners match.
Regardless, if it had been a split winners match and our teams won, we would have split that and you would have won.
You would have gotten 1 point out of 2, and then you still would have tied me because the fact of the matter is every other match I was correct.
Either way, we've been arguing about this since March. we've been trying to figure out how to resolve this. And so we have come to the conclusion that this is the only way that we can resolve this. So hopefully this will be the end of the debacle of WrestleMania and the table punishment. This will decide which one of us is going through a table.
It's going to be you.
It's not going to be me. It's going to be you.
Nah.
People want to see it. The fans want to see it. Everybody we know and love wants to see it.
When was the last time you won one of these?
How do your armpits feel?
Rather hairy. It's been a while.
Yeah, still. But anyways, we thought that because this predictions episode has a lot on the line, nobody wants to see that. They saw it once, they don't need to see it again. I think that's probably our least viewed short on YouTube.
Yeah,
and for good reason.
My topless body did not bring in the views.
I think it was the bra that did it.
Support is very important, sir.
Anyway, we thought because there's a lot on the line with this predictions episode, we kind of spruce things up a little bit. So give us just a minute just to kind of freshen up some. We'll be right back. Hey, we cleaned up pretty nice.
Some of us better than others.
Regardless, we thought that we'd spruce it up for this just because it's a special occasion.
Listen, buddy.
Special moment.
Listen, buddy. I wear stuff like this on a daily basis, and I have made many statements. It's in my contract that I only wear this when I'm making money. We wear this when we go to the shows. Now I'm here wearing my zoot suit at 8 o'clock at night in my own house, like a cosplaying mom, just absolute. I look like I make grilled cheese late at night. Okay, that's all I have to say about this.
Anyways, it's time that we get into the predictions. So, SummerSlam is this weekend. A lot of matches happening, a lot of great things happening, but here's the thing. This, honestly, for me personally, I don't know about you, there's some matches on this card that I'm not really sure on how it's going to go.
I'm sure about every single one.
Either way, I'm going into this hoping to get a win. But anyways, let's just start with one of the obvious ones. Let's start with Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Cody, 100%.
Cody retains this 100%. The biggest thing is, do we see any return from Roman, The Rock, or Jimmy, or anybody that could possibly thwart the plans of the Bloodline? Or Bloodline 2.0, we'll call them.
Well, I don't think we're going to see The Rock. I think if there's anybody we do see, it's either going to be Jimmy or Roman. Jimmy, we haven't seen Jimmy in a while, so it would absolutely stand to reason that he would make his return against Solo and, maybe start, I guess, the movement
right
of building up the competition against Bloodline 2.0, eventually having Roman return. It could go either way. It could either be Roman returns and then he's got to go convince the Uso brothers to join him, or like I said, Jimmy comes, he's got to make amends with Jay, and then he's got to bring, then Roman would come in, maybe around Royal Rumble or Survivor Series time. I'm not sure. What I've said in the past episode, and I'll still go to, is I do think that the Bloodline feud would be the best match for War Games / Survivor Series. So I would like to see, honestly, I'd rather see Roman come and then Jimmy come after.
Yeah.
But, either one's not really going to tear me apart. It's tearing up my heart.
Yeah. We'll just have to see. But then moving on, let's go to another obvious one. Let's do Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, Braun Breaker, obviously, because what's the point of building it up again, only to have Braun Breaker lose to Sami at SummerSlam?
Yep, and I would say Sami's had the title since WrestleMania, and it's really not done anything.
Right.
Not to say anything negative about Sami. I love Sami, but I've gone on record in this show saying I don't think Sami's an independent act. He needs You know, the last time I was big on a Sami Zayn independent run was when he was El Generico in ROH.
Yeah.
Okay, but like Sami Zayn works really well with KO. He works really well with the Bloodline. He works really well in a faction. He doesn't work well as an independent. I don't know why. I love him, but it's just the fact of the matter. Yeah. So, you know, Sammy is the Intercontinental Champion. It hasn't done anything for the belt. It hasn't done anything for Sammy. And so that's just wasted realty. Braun Breaker, on the other hand, come on, guy. I mean, this kid's got absolutely unlimited potential. Let's go ahead and strap him on, and let's see what he can do with that title. Let's see what he can do with a good push. Braun Breaker, I mean, come on, second generation Steiner. No.
It's no
brainer.
No brainer. So now let's shift gears to one that could go either way, or that we're kind of on the fence about. I don't know about you,
could go either way. The story of Cody's high school career.
Either way, Damian Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship.
It could go either way, huh?
See, this is the one where I'm very conflicted, because Gunther could win this. Absolutely.
I'm not conflicted at all. Gunther is going to win this completely.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like it's going to carry over, and because, I mean, you got Crown Jewel or whatever the next event in Saudi Arabia is after this, and I feel like the way that they could go about it, if Gunther doesn't win at SummerSlam, is have some interference with the Judgment Day where Finn Balor gets involved or does something, and then let that escalate a little bit more into the next Saudi Arabia event, and then that's where Gunther takes the title off of Damian because of Finn. So with that, I'm going with Damian retaining at SummerSlam. But eventually, Gunther is going to take the title off of him. But that's just my way of thinking.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. The correct answer from King Heel himself, Gunther, King Gunther, the Ring General Gunther, the man who they've been pushing, who Triple H has been pushing for the last 4 years. Gunther is going to be the new world champion at SummerSlam. Now, if you want to go with panty waist over here, you can say that Damian Priest is going to get a cheap win, carry it on for one more month to where he could possibly defend it in front of a bunch of sandy dandies. Okay? I don't think that's going to happen, but he's willing to put a table shot on the line.
Either way, that's just how I feel like it could possibly go. Not saying it's not going to go the other way, but that's just what I'm thinking that would make the most sense. Because right now, Gunther's promos are not the best, but he's good at making people hate him.
Gunther's promos are absolutely the best. He's amazing at making people hate him. He has made Damian Priest, who has been a tweener. I mean, I love the Judgment Day. I love Damian Priest. But Damian Priest has 100% been a not good guy, not bad guy. Gunther, in one promo, made Damian Priest the hero. What's wrong with this promos? Because that's the point of a heel promo.
Either way, I'm going with Damian Priest retaining at SummerSlam. And you've got Gunther.
Yeah.
So now we shift gears into another one that we both think that is obvious. Logan Paul versus LA Knight. LA Knight winning this one.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And with everybody saying, LA Knight, yeah.
I mean, they've built this up for a while. LA Knight has so much, not he, but like he's over so much with the fans right now. Mm-hmm. There's no way that they put their biggest heel against probably one of their biggest faces or one of their biggest baby faces right now and not give it to LA Knight at this point.
Oh, without a doubt. LA Knight, I mean, if not to say just for SmackDown alone, but for the entire WWE product, LA Knight is one of the most over face characters on the product. Logan Paul is absolutely a heel, and don't pay any attention to what this mama's boy says. Logan is fantastic for the sports entertainment business.
I'm not saying he's not fantastic.
I haven't seen anybody take to water like this since those people on the Titanic expedition ship.
Too soon, John. Too soon.
I mean, just absolutely explosive, talent.
Okay. Anyway, look, I'm not knocking Logan Paul as a talent. I'm not knocking his ability to do what he's doing in the ring because he is, like you said, he's taken it to like a fish to water. He's done a phenomenal job adjusting to it. I just can't stand his personality outside of the ring.
That's the whole point, though. Like, you want your heel to be believably like somebody that you hate in real life. Like, name for me one heel who ever got over with people thinking he's a great guy in real life.
Not very many.
There you go. So, yeah, Logan Paul. I almost called him Jake Paul, not his brother, but
No,
Jake.
that's a whole other subject.
Logan Paul he's held the title for what? A year at this point? Almost a year?
I think so. I mean, I think he's one of the longest reigning champions currently right now.
He's the longest reigning champion in the company right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and do the JOB 1, 2, 3, and LA Knight's going to take that U.S. title, and hopefully it will be an impactful run. We'll see where that goes next.
It's going to be great. Now switching gears to one that I'm still on the fence about, but we'll see how it goes. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. So it seems obvious that Rhea would be the one to win at SummerSlam.
Rhea should absolutely win this match.
She should, but the thing is, I don't think that she will.
Agree.
Because I feel like Dominic is going to play a vital role in this match, as he has in weeks or months leading up to this.
I think the key on this one is the moment where Rhea looked at Dom and said, "I'm not yours.
I don't belong to anyone. Like, you belong to me.
You belong to me." And at the end of this match, Dom will align himself with Liv as one of the many separating parts of the Judgment Day. I believe this is one of the many strings pulled over the next week, 2 to 3 weeks of the Judgment Day losing its footing. Dom is going to leave. Eventually, Finn and JD are going to leave. Damian and Rhea will probably continue to be loyal to one another, but not necessarily in a faction level. But this is, the Judgment Day has been going on for quite some time. It started with, Edge and Damian and Rhea, and then Finn joined. They ousted Edge, and then over time they worked to get rid of Dom, and then JD added, and we won't talk about the R-Truth of it all. But I think this is this is the initial crack of the Judgment Day.
Yes, definitely.
And like I said, it's going to keep the heat on Dom. It's going to keep the heat on Liv. Eventually, Rhea will get her win against Liv, but I think we both agree it's not going to be here at SummerSlam. There's more to this story.
Absolutely. Then switching gears over to Bayley versus Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship. I say Nia wins the championship at SummerSlam, but I'm kind of on the fence if Stratton is going to cash in that same night on Nia.
I see this in a completely different way. I see Bayley beating Nia in a quick win, sudden win, not cheap win, but a quick win nonetheless. I see Nia being dominant throughout this match, Bayley coming out on top, and I see Nia losing her cool after losing this match and absolutely demolishing Bayley, putting a hurting on her, making it so that she can't get up, and that's when it's going to be Tiffy time.
So you say Bayley and I say Nia, but we both say Tiffany's going to cash in.
Yeah, but I'm saying Bayley wins this match. I'm saying that Tiffany Stratton leaves as champion, and they'll continue. Nia will continue being in the title picture, unfortunately, but in a different way. I think it'll probably hang on for a little while. Nia will pretend to be happy for Tiffany, and then we'll eventually screw her over.
Yeah.
But I think Tiffany's going to win after Nia loses her cool. I think there will be some fallout between Nia and Tiffany, but they'll stay together for a little bit. But yeah, that's me. Bayley over, Nia under. So you got Nia, I got Bayley. There's number 2 we disagree on.
Yep. So this one is the final one that we will have a disagree on, I think.
Tiebreaker if necessary.
And this one I feel like should be the main event of SummerSlam. If this is not the main event, then they're insane.
Yeah.
CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as the guest referee.
Yep.
For this one, I've thought of a whole bunch of different scenarios as to how this could go, but my way of thinking of how this is going to go is Seth Rollins.
Wrong.
has two. You didn't even hear what I said.
It's still wrong.
Seth Rollins has had his issues with CM Punk for a long time.
Yes.
His issues with Drew McIntyre, I would say, have faded out. Not fully, but have faded to like a simmer at this point. It's not boiling, but it's simmering. I think this goes to where Seth screws CM Punk and gives Drew McIntyre the win.
Oh, young child. Seth absolutely hates CM Punk. You are correct. Seth's rivalry with CM Punk will 100% absolutely outshine over his rivalry with Drew McIntyre. 100%. But somebody doesn't remember their wrestling history.
Go ahead and share it.
SummerSlam 1997. Do you know who was the headliners for SummerSlam 97, Cody?
Go ahead and give it to us.
It was one of your favorites. The Undertaker. And Bret the Hitman Hart. And the greatest special guest referee of all time. The Icon. The Showstopper. Mr. WrestleMania. The Heartbreak Kid. Shawn Michaels. In a similar match, you have the champion, or in this case, you have the challenger or the person that you think should win the match. Okay? And then you have the two rivals in the match in a different way. CM Punk has gotten the best of Drew McIntyre every single step of the way to this situation. Drew's gotten a little bit of heat back here and there, but let's face it, it's been kind of one-sided. CM Punk is not losing this match. Drew McIntyre is losing this match. CM Punk will piss off Drew McIntyre. CM Punk will piss off Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins will try to get back at CM Punk, and accidentally, somehow, it will cost Drew McIntyre the match. Just like when Shawn hit The Undertaker and had to count the 1, 2, 3 for the Hitman, allowing the Hitman to become the champion, which would then lead to Shawn and Undertaker at Bad Blood and Shawn and The Undertaker at Royal Rumble. But in between there was another little match that happened. We won't talk about it. It's not important.
Yeah, we'll scratch that.
It's not. It's really, I mean, in the annals of wrestling history, what does it mean? Nothing. But do you remember when Wade Barrett used the word screw job?
Yes. I remember it fully.
To me, this rivalry is it's very reminiscent. And what I'm going to say is, like I said, I'm going to say that Drew and CM Punk are going to have a good match. But at the end of the day, both Drew and Rollins have this, what we're trying to sell as is this unprofessional animosity towards CM Punk that clouds their judgment. And CM Punk, being the ultimate opportunist, is going to figure out a way to use that to his advantage. CM Punk is going to win this match by technicality, but he's still going to get the 1, 2, 3 over Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is going to be enraged. Drew McIntyre is then going to make Seth Rollins his problem to deal with. What I see happening is Gunther winning the title from Damian Priest, and then either we'll see Seth Rollins versus Gunther at Crown Jewel, where Drew screws Seth out of the title. The world of possibilities, but like I said, I see CM Punk coming out of this one. So here's my bet. I'm putting a table shot on this: CM Punk over Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam.
And I'm saying Drew over CM Punk. So we now have 3 matches that we disagree on. There will be no tie in this endeavor.
No, you're going through a table, buddy.
Someone is going through a table. It's not going to be me.
It's 100% going to be you.
It's not going to be me.
The slap was you. The chair shot was you. I mean, good Lord, man. It's like, psychiatrists have called in wondering why you're such a glutton for punishment.
Regardless, this is the end-all, be-all for the punishments here. This is the coup de grace of what we have tried to work to.
Oh, and when you lose this one, you just wait till I tell you who's putting you through a table.
You have no idea what's coming for you once you go through a table.
It's not happening, so I don't have to worry about it.
We'll see. But anyway, guys, those are our predictions for SummerSlam. If you want to let us know what your predictions are, we encourage you to interact with us on social media. Comment on our Facebook page. Comment on our YouTube channel. We want to hear from you guys. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. We want to hear from you guys. You guys are what help make us what we have right now, because we love fan interactions. We love getting to hear from you guys. So comment below on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, wherever. We want to hear what you guys have to say. All right, guys, now it's time for some high spots and botches. So, as far as high spots go, surprisingly, mine is from AEW this week.
The high spot?
Yeah, my high spot. My high spot is that Jake Perry might have CTE. Holy cow. I don't know if you guys watched Blood and Guts this week, but that chair shot that Briscoe gave to Perry.
Oh, yeah.
Whoo,
no hands.
Mama, yeah. No hands, no protection whatsoever, just clobbered him, cracked his skull with a chair shot.
It's a chair shot. Cry me a river.
That should be the next t-shirt for AEW. Put that on a Mark Briscoe t-shirt. I will take my money. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I loved every single second of it. I'm sorry if that's bad of me to say, but most of y'all know my feelings about Jack Perry. And so I absolutely loved it. I was just giddy like a schoolgirl. My jaw was to the floor, but at the end of it, I was like, yes!
Yeah.
It finally happened.
It was a brutal match. It wasn't as bad to watch. I mean, it was a little spot heavy. It wasn't as bad to watch
That's what you expect.
As Anarchy in the Arena.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I'm still not a big fan of. There's one spot in the match with the tacks in the mouth with the kick.
That's stupid to me.
That it's not, the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
No, it's not. I just think that's stupid.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that match. It was, like I said, it was better than what I was expecting.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, anything with Darby Allin and the Bucks in it, I immediately start worrying like
who's gonna die? In
like who's gonna get lit on fire?
Yeah, it was almost Jack Perry.
It was almost Jack Perry. I'm really glad that we didn't have another one of those situations like we did at Anarchy in the Arena, where it was like somebody mysteriously comes out looking like they just went to an all Astroglide party. And then, they get lit on fire, and the guys who just got done being knocked out 2 seconds ago are awake, fully alert.
They finally, all of a sudden, have fire extinguishers on hand, half a second later.
How convenient. So, yeah, no, I'll actually give a high spot. Like I said, this was an event I was very hesitant for, and it was good. It was good. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't I still think that WWE is leaps and bounds better with War Games
100%
than what AEW is with Blood and Guts, but this was better.
Yes. Well, the thing I'll say about it is that the previous Blood and Guts have just been a bunch of spot fests.
Yes.
But with this one, there was, I won't say more storylines in it or more stuff in sustenance, I guess I'll say. There was more sustenance in this than there have been in the previous ones.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that it was good because it helped continue with some storylines and some different things that are going on within the Elite with Hangman and Swerve and other things as well. So this was the better of the Blood and Guts matches that we've seen.
Agreed.
So was that your high spot as well?
My high spot was that Blood and Guts wasn't absolutely just a ridiculous indie fest.
Right.
I mean, there were definitely some indie-rific moments, but in the list of Blood and Guts matches, you compare this to the Elite versus BCC last year, this was not as bad as that one was as far as being indie-rific. It definitely was not nearly as bad as the last Anarchy in the Arena match. So if that means we're learning, if that means we're moving in the right direction, yeah, that's a high spot for me.
Absolutely. As far as botches, what do you got?
I mean, truthfully, I can't call anything in good faith a botch this week. I will say, WWE, they didn't really do anything major to move any stories forward.
And that's kind of how mine kind of correlates with my botch. And kind of like you said, not necessarily a botch, but just kind of like lackluster.
Yeah,
I guess the best word for it.
And I say nothing was bad, and I still stand by my rant last week that the product is so much better than it used to be. That right now what we're calling an average week, we would have been over the moon with just a year, 2 years ago.
Exactly.
But really, yeah. I mean, I don't really have anything botch wise. I just we've got SummerSlam coming up. It's 2 nights, right?
Yeah. Well, no. I don't think this is the 2-night one. I think this is one where it's all one night because they haven't really promoted it from what I've seen as 2 nights. I think that's going to be the one after that.
Maybe next year?
Yeah, I think next year.
All right. Well, let's say if this was a 2-night WrestleMania, I'd say the card's really light up to this point, and to have a week off, kind of But I mean, if it's only one card, I mean. We got 7 matches so far?
Yeah, only 7. Which I feel
only
like
7. No, 7's not only 7. If you got one card, 7's a full card.
Yeah,
I mean, you can make a full card with 8, 9, or 10, but 7's still a full card.
Right. And I don't know. I may be wrong in saying this, but I feel like tonight they might add some more matches to it as well.
Well, I'm sure
there'll be
they
at least
will.
1 or 2 matches for like the pre-show.
Yeah, and I'm not really a bit saying this. Like I said, this is not necessarily a botch for last week. It's not necessarily a botch for this week. It's like I said, this is just nitpicking. And this is just personal choice. This has become more of a normal thing in all of professional wrestling, not just WWE, but AEW, TNA. These last minute matches.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just being too stuck in the mud, here on this one. I like to know my matches ahead of time.
Same, yeah.
I like for them to all have story. I like them to all have value and to all have meaning. I don't like last minute booking. They had the tag team match on SmackDown, the tag team gauntlet. Did they announce that the number 1 contenders were going to be wrestling at SummerSlam?
No, it'll be on Friday.
It'll be this Friday.
It's going to be the women's tag team champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, and then now you have Jacob Fatu and Tamatanga against DIY.
I don't like having major titles not defended on the main card.
Yeah.
and being defended the night before.
Yeah,
that's another. Like I say, I would so much rather go ahead and book it now and make it worth something and mean something, like make this week the signing for those championships on Friday. I would rather see a signing on Friday and then see the championship match at the pay-per-view.
Well, honestly, I think that the tag team title match for DIY this Friday is just going to be a means of using DIY as a stepping stone for Cody and Solo. To have, because there's going to be interference 100%, and DIY is going to retain.
Do you think DIY retains?
Oh yeah, they'll retain, because it would make no sense to give them the titles with only a month or so of having the titles, and then have it ripped from them from the bloodline. That's just me personally. And I'm with you. I love DIY. I love them as a tag team. They're so entertaining. They're great in the ring. I just don't like just putting the titles on these guys for a minute and then giving it to the bloodline. The Bloodline definitely deserves to be tag team champions at some point. It's just not right now. Give DIY time to get over more so than they have before.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, nothing to. I don't have any soapbox to get on this week. Like I said, both programs. I'm very happy. Both programs put on quality shows.
Yes.
Like I said, AEW. Yeah, there's still stuff I could nitpick about, but I choose not to.
Yeah.
WWE. Like I said, there's some stuff that I would rather them really push some storylines and get them on the card sooner than later. But at the end of the day, the card they have right now is great, so why would I complain about it? And I mean, even if we have 7 matches and they don't even add anything this week, if if they put the show on right, those 7 matches can be fantastic.
Absolutely.
So I mean, we'll see how this week goes. We'll see how it all
Because we're recording right now on Monday Night Raw, and so we'll have to see how Raw plays out, and then going forward from there to see how, if there's any last minute booked matches, how those play out. I wonder if they're going to book Chad Gable and Uncle Howdy for SummerSlam.
See, that's what I say. That's one I thought we'd get to, but we haven't. And like I said, at this point, I'd rather them not than try to put it together last minute, because everything with the Wyatt 6 needs to be very planned out and it not rushed at all.
Exactly.
That was the bad booking problem of everything with the Wyatts and with The Fiend, is too much too quick.
Yes.
And then it wasn't earned, so then it would be taken away.
Yes.
But when you have characters like The Fiend, when you have characters like Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt 6, you can't just book them into obscurity. You have to be very careful. These are characters, let's say mystical characters, and we've talked about this in many different worlds, not just the WWE, but indie booking and some places that we've been to. Mythological, fantastical, horrific, whatever you want to call it, creatures that are very separated from reality need to stay separate from reality.
Yes.
That means they can't do what certain other normal characters do and get away with it. Bad booking decisions like choosing to squash a character like this, or have a character like this tap out, or have a character, like I said, lose credibility too soon.
It wouldn't be good.
I mean, like I said, you've killed the character.
Yes.
The reason the Undertaker is the Undertaker is because the Undertaker for the first year or so never lost. Never lost, and then when he did lose, he didn't lose clean. He didn't lose to one person. He lost to multiple people. He didn't no-sell. I mean, there were times in places where he would get knocked out and come back up, but it wasn't like he would just sit there and take someone's finisher move and immediately stand back up. No. There'd be a couple seconds. There'd be a moment of disbelief among the crowd of, oh, that got him. That, that took care of it. And then he would get up.
Right.
There's nuance. There's artistic necessity.
Yeah.
With some of these characters. And yeah, with the Wyatt 6, like I said, I honestly, at this point, they don't have a match announced. I don't want them to have a match announced. I don't want there to be something.
Save it for much distant future.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. What I don't want to see is, not only do I not want to see a quickly booked match with possibly bad booking, like winning and stuff like that, I don't want to put the Wyatt 6 at match 3.
Yeah.
Like, tell me you don't care without telling me you don't care.
Exactly.
So, like, when the Wyatt 6 is involved in something, there needs to be gravitas to it, and it needs to be handled very specifically.
Yes, definitely. But anyway, guys, that's our episode for this week. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for watching. It's easy for me to say, right? We want to remind you that we're on social media. That actually hurt. Almost got me in my eye. But anyway, we're on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and we're on YouTube as well. You're filthy man, John. But go follow us on social media. You can see all of our content on YouTube, all of our commentary stuff, all of our podcast episodes as well. Also, just going to remind you of the upcoming events going on as well. Guardians Legacy, Beholden, happening at Rosenwald High School Gym in Panama City, Florida. Doors open at 5:30. Bell time is at 6:30. Don't want to miss out on that. Kraken Pro Wrestling also happening August 3rd. Mott Lidman Gym in Tifton, Georgia. It starts at 7 p.m. For more ticket info, contact them on social media. Also, Hope Behind Bars is happening this weekend in Elba, Alabama. Going to wish them a great show. Hope that they have a great time there as well. A lot of great things happening. We're excited for SummerSlam to happen this week. I am hoping that my predictions are right. You can nod your head, but just maybe, just maybe, I might have a chance.
The story of your high school career.
Anyways, thank you guys, like we always say. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. But as always, keep it 5 stars.